Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. I am your humble host, Mr. David Null, also known as Hawkeye Two Feathers, and agreed to, as always, with the love and the honor of the infinite creator. And I continue to pray that each and every day, each and every one of you will learn to accept and receive the healing, the knowledge, and the wisdom from the universe. Now, with that said, I intend this to be a short video. We'll see. But V.I.P. I discussed it in a video a week or so ago. I have noticed around in certain different areas and so forth that people are agreeing, um, I guess, agreeing with me or agreeing with the fact that we should vote in person. Now, as I'll be 68 in a couple of weeks. And so, well, what's that got to do with it? Well, because I remember wanting to vote back in the 60s. And when the vote was changed from 21 to 18, and I was one of the, as soon as I was 18 and there was election, I wanted to vote because I felt like it was the only thing that as an American that I could really do. It's like, well, did you vote for this guy? No. Well, so I can complain about this guy because I didn't vote for him, or I did vote for the guy and I could complain because I did vote for him. He didn't, hold true. Anyway, people who only look at the current election are not really paying attention. And what do I mean by that? Because history repeats itself. 20 years ago, the 2000 election with the hanging chads in Florida and the who wins what by what. And what I think, should have been a Democratic vote. At the time, I was a Democrat. Um, went to, George Jr. and the Republicans. So it's like because of these hanging chads and all of these mail in votes and so forth. So my point is this, very simply, if you do a mail in vote, you're opening yourself up to not having your vote counted or it getting lost or so. And especially if you're a Republican, if you've got somebody who's a Democrat who's opening up the envelopes and they go, damn, we're getting all these Republican people that are voting for Trump, well, trash can, file 13. So if you vote in person, at least it goes into a machine. And now, can they still tamper with stuff? Yeah. But there is a lot more control with the voting process, with the machines, however it's done in your state. Now, I understand there are some states that, they still have a caucus and all this other thing. Okay. In the next 2 months, they are going to drive the American people crazy with fear. You already see it. And we're 2 months away from the election, almost exactly. So the idea, though, if we all just make up in our minds that we're going to vote in person, and I'm not going to worry about whether or not it's a mail-in vote or whatever, I'm going to vote in person. Why? Now, I'm not telling you who to vote for. This is not about who you should vote for. Now, I'm not voting for Biden, okay? Who I vote for other than that, but I ain't voting for him, okay? I don't care who you vote for. I mean, use your own judgment. But if you just look at some of the absolute facts about certain things, if you look at the true news, if you will, I wouldn't have him as president. And as vice president, no, I don't want that lady, okay? So that's my personal opinion. But there are a lot of other people that feel this way. But this is not about who to vote for. It's the fact that if you really want your vote to count, if you want America to stay out of the fear and chaos, you will vote in person. Because mail-in stuff, in a lot of states, it's against the law because a mail-in ballot must be approved by the legislature. It must be approved by the governor and all this other kind of stuff. So you just can't 2 months before an election go, oh, we're going to have a mail-in election. No, many states it's against the law. Okay, so people, yeah, but these are extenuating circumstances. So certain governors might say, well, look, I'm going to declare martial law and nobody is going to the polls. And if you want to vote, you're going to have to um, do it by mail. I know New Hampshire and some other places um, are trying to make it to where you only mail in vote. Now, a million people, who's going to count a million votes and what's going to go on? So there's going to be a lot of craziness. So my simple point to this, and to keep this video short because it's not about politics, but it is about our rights and what the politics mean. Okay, that's a simple thing. Vote in person. Okay, VIP, and understand that it's important that we do this for ourselves, because if you mail in a vote and then your state's one of those where all the mail-in votes got rejected or something, listen, stay out of the chaos, go in person, make arrangements ahead of time, and let's try to keep this election as clean as possible. Because the other side, I got to say that it's the Democrats who, they've already said that if Trump wins, they're going to hold him up with the mail-in votes. They've already said this out loud. So if you want to make sure that your vote counts, then do it, please, in public, in person. Go vote in person. So, my friends, that's the message for today. Stop the fear is very simple, because they're going to fill you so much full of fear and chaos between now and then. There are some people who just simply aren't going to know what to do. And just keep it simple. Vote in person. I love you all. I do. Deborah, I'm glad you're still alive. There are many folks that are still alive and some folks who have passed on. And we keep our prayers going to all of those, past and present, and for future references. So, but this is a short video for that. But listen, stay out of the chaos, as you always hear me discuss. It's important that we stay out of the fear mongering, because it eats at our soul, it eats at our energy, and we've got enough troubles as it is. So, my friends, with that said, I love you all. Be kind, be sweet, be gentle to one another, be compassionate when you can and when it's appropriate. Keep it between the ditches. And as always, I end with a prayer. I continue to pray that each and every one of you will accept, receive, and share the knowledge, the healing, and the wisdom from the universe. So with that said, I love you all. Be safe, stay strong, and keep the faith. TTFN from South Georgia.